So this person basically was using you as a means of a come up. The Two of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles represents, there seems to be some form of worry that this person, they've had with you, right? They're worrying about you. They're worrying about what the relationship could mean between the two of you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Nine of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, especially in this reading, is about they're studying every little bit of every interaction that you and this person has ever had. The Two of Wands represents you and them, and it represents what it is that they want. So they wanted a relationship, or they wanted some form of close connection with you. But the Nine of Swords and the Page of Pentacles is about how, and they're very much so paying close attention to you. They wish that you were probably there with them. The Nine of Swords represents worry, okay? And the Page of Swords the Page of Pentacles represents the ability to learn and the ability to kind of do a lot of studying. So maybe this person was doing a lot of studying, thinking about you quite a lot, ruminating, right? Thinking about the situation or the interaction that you Virgos have had with them 1,000,001 times, and they just can't seem to really shake you, get over you. The Seven of Swords and the Judgment is about how they, the Seven of Swords and the Judgment, they're trying to escape some form of judgment, right? They're trying to solve their problem, escape some form of issue. The Judgment represents, bad times ahead, or, trying to stop something from happening. And the Seven of Swords represents running away, right? If you've ever seen the Seven of Swords on a Rider-Waite, it's about a person with their body turned this way, running away with swords in their arm, but then their head is turned that way. So it's almost like they're kind of like a quarterback trying to run to see if there's a football, right? Where the person threw the football, so that they can go run to it and catch the football in their hands, right? But instead of doing that, it's like running away from the judgment. So this person is trying to solve with you. This person looked at you Virgos like you could have solved the problem, or you could have helped them run away from a particular judgment, or get away from some sort of particular final call that they didn't want, or something that they were working very diligently to make sure that it didn't happen, right? And then the Ten of Cups represents how it is that you Virgos pretty much let it go. Like you Virgos saw this, and a lot of you was like, you know what? Even if you didn't necessarily know what the problem was, you knew that there was a problem. So you Virgos is like, you know what? You started to listen to your instincts, right? The Temperance, you use your wisdom, and you're like, you know what? Instead of doing all of that, the Tower, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of let this situation go. And I don't necessarily think that you were being super disrespectful. I just see that you Virgos is like, you just will stay away and let people figure out their own stuff for themselves, right? And that's exactly what it is that I want to hear from a lot of you Virgos, right? Like, if you're not getting into a real functional relationship with somebody, then just do your best to stay away from the dysfunction, right? You don't want to see yourself into problems where you're getting into it with another person because you stole their significant other and now they want them back, or any of that goofy stuff. So the Chariot now and the Queen of Cups is about how, since that's the case, right, the Chariot is all about how things between you and this other person seems to be very complicated, because the Chariot, for one, and the Queen of Cups, okay? So this person isn't necessarily going to give up on you, because, whether it is that you Virgos know it or not, they really want you around. It's just that for you Virgos, you may not necessarily know if these people are trustworthy. So that's the scenario. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Judgment. What were they trying to run away from? What were they trying to run away from? What were they trying to run away from? So to clarify the Judgment, we have the Hermit, which is Virgo. So you showed up in your own reading, Virgos. The Seven of Wands. Then you have the King of Swords, right? And then you have the Queen of Swords, right? So again, this is about how you Virgos, the way that the judgment was coming, they saw you as, like I said, they saw you as a person that is a great helper. That's the answer to a lot of their problems. And when you Virgos decided that, you know what, you're not necessarily mad, you're not, disrespectful to them, you just think that there's something wrong, and you're keeping your distance, right? This person kind of got upset about that, because the Hermit represents, us as Virgos being loners, right? Like being exactly who we are. We're being loners. And the Seven of Wands represents, this person is like, why would you want to be a loner? And the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords is about how it is. Well, the King of Swords represents you, right? Us Virgos, it represents, it's who we are, right? It's how it is that we maintain our sanity sometimes, because, sometimes so many different things happen to us all at once, to the point where, us as Virgos, sometimes we really would like to kind of have a day off, and just kind of, or if not a day off, some time off from just the worries of the world, that of the problems that come to us, right? Because truth be told, the smarter you are, the more equipped for life you are, the more complex problems is going to come to you. And life is a game in that sense, where really it's not about a game versus somebody else. It's a game which is your higher self versus your lower self. So your higher self is constantly throwing you the lower self, which is you existing down here, problems, so you can become better and better and better as time goes by. So again, I say this all the time, on my Instagram or even off screen. Well, not all the time, but I say it enough. New levels, new devils. And what I mean when I say new levels, new devils, I mean like, the higher up on a totem pole, the better of the person you become, is the more life will swing you challenges. And then now it's like, once you've defeated that level, right, in the game that your higher self is given to yourself here, is the more problems you'll have one by one. But sometimes they crowd around you very quickly, right? They like to crowd up, and when it rains, it pours. So the Queen of Swords represents, this person wants nothing else but to get close to you. But let's clarify some more of these cards, right? Let's clarify the Chariot. Let's clarify some more of these cards. Again, to clarify, you have the Justice, you have the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. To clarify the Chariot, the Justice and the Empress represents how, again, it's not like you Virgos were being disrespectful. It's just that us Virgos, we just don't want to get caught up in anything, right? And it just seemed like, sometimes when people expect us to have, when people expect us to fix all their problems, the one thing that us as Virgos, like I said, we've started learning how to do fairly recently is, a lot of us Virgos have learned to be a little bit more selfish the correct way. Because sometimes, look, the truth is that as Virgos, we can kind of like be like Scorpios, in a sense that we could be extreme, right? Where when we need to stand up for ourselves, right, we end up giving too much, or just give when we should, when we should hold. And when it's time for us to give, we end up holding. So like, a lot of us Virgos, we have to learn to not do that, right? We have to learn to become selfish in a way where it's not necessarily doing anyone harm, but it's something that works for us, where, people have to actually try hard to get to us. They have to actually put in some form of effort here. And if they're not, they're going to be out of our lives. But the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles represents, this person, again, they really want you. They really need you. They have, I'm not going to sit up here. They have some stuff that they've got going on. They have some of their own, but they would really like for you to help them, though, because they see you Virgos as the hermits, the people who have figured out some of life's greatest mysteries, and they would like for you to share some of that knowledge, especially, you know, if you really sitting on knowledge, they expect for you to share some of that knowledge with them. So I mean, yeah, that's how it usually is. But let's clarify the Queen of Cups, though. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups, right? The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Wow, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords. So the Eight of Cups, excuse me, the Ace of Cups, right, represents how, you know, it represents them still having a lot of admiration for you, right? And again, it's not any kind of hard feelings. It's just that you Virgos have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands represents, you know, this person is kind of taken back by that, right? Taken aback by that, because now it's like, we're taken back by that, because it's like this person's like, they didn't, you know what I'm saying? And like I said before, you know, Virgos are starting to become like the anti-hero, in the sense of like the good people, but mixed with a little bit of bad in them, right? Because it's like people didn't take us seriously before, so now it's like, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit more selfish, because self-preservation is the law of the land. And the Knight of Swords now is about how, since that's the case, right, you're looking, that's exactly what you Virgos are doing. We're looking out for ourselves. So if a person wants to seriously be around us, they have to like put in some form of work. They have to show us why we should trust them, you know, and let that trust build over time. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. There should be a Virgo playlist coming up somewhere around here, right? You can go ahead and check out some more of the videos in the playlist. Kind of watch all the Virgo videos if you want. Trust me, they're all good. You'll like them. Or you can cross-watch any one of my other videos on my channel if you like. Peace.